good day, well, I would say good morning, but it's actually afternoon, and another day of Vlogtober. I have spent most of the morning tidying up in here, which is my sewing kind of crafting space, although I don't do most of my crafting up here, or most of my sewing for that matter, but it's kind of where materials live these days. It's a really weird, well, it's quite a low sloping ceilinged room and it's quite small, but it's a bit more space in here now that I've tidied up. It used to be we have 2 attic rooms, and it used to be one of the spare bedrooms, but we don't get guests that often, so we didn't need 2 spare bedrooms. So then it became my office when I was dyeing yarn so that I could print labels and photograph yarns and such like, and store stock. And since then it's just become my kind of crafting store space, although eventually it's going to be a proper crafting space once it's been redone, redecorated and remodelled. I did start by getting some cubbies for my yarn stash behind me, which looks very attractive in all the plastic bags, but we have to keep the yarn safe from the bugs and the moths. I'd rather they looked less pretty and were safe, although I do love when people put yarn behind like glass in a glass cabinet, but these will have to do. And I'd originally planned on putting some like beadboard wallpaper on the sloping roof here, but now I'm second guessing myself and I'm not sure what I want to do in here. Maybe I should just be brave and paint some sort of mural on the walls on the roof anyway, but I'm not that great at drawing. Maybe if I got a picture I can copy, you know, I can still life and copy, so maybe I could just do lots of little flowers and stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe one day, but this room will be better organised. At the moment I just have a drop leaf table here and an old table over there which was my desk, but we're going to have, I could possibly show you actually, get this camera to move right. So yarn stash, mannequin, very slopey ceilings as you can see, and over here I just have a table with my sewing machine on. But eventually all down that side of the room will be a long workbench, and then on this side of the room I'll keep the drop leaf table here because I can drag it out so it can sit in front of all the yarn cubbies if I need to lay out large sewing pattern pieces to cut pieces out, but at the moment it's kind of out of the way. And then alongside that I just have a light there and storage boxes, but there will be my new desk, or new to me desk, that my husband brought back from his parents' house. It is in the barn, half refurbished at the moment. The top has been refinished, but the base of it has been adjusted. It had already been adjusted before. It is an older desk, but he's adjusted the cupboard on it so that I can fit my printer in it, so I can still have my printer upstairs if I need to print anything rather than it being lying around downstairs. But it all needs filling and painting the base yet. Just need to find a nice day to finish that off. I think my camera keeps slipping since I've been messing with it. There we go. So last night I did finish it. Yeah, it had started it yesterday afternoon when I was recording. I sorted out the neckline on my carved pullover. I picked up the stitches yesterday, as you saw, and ripped out all the neckline and did new short rows. So I did short rows all around the back to there and back and back and back, and got them shorter and shorter, so the back of the neckline is about 1.5 inches longer than the back, and the bottom sits much lower. In fact, I'll try it on and I'll show you the difference today. This is not the best t-shirt to be wearing to show this neckline, but as you can see, the bottom now sits to get it all square. The bottom now sits below the crease of my neck, whereas before it was coming up here, and the back is still longer at the back and going up, so it's much better and will work much better with the other clothing I intend to wear it with, and it's not going to irritate my neck like it was. So really happy with it. And you can't really tell. I mean, if you're really looking for it, you could probably see where I've had to bodge it a little bit and where I've had to do decreases up the neckline rather than increases for the raglan. But if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't see it. So really happy with it. And yeah, I'm going to take this off because it's a bit warm for a full sweater today. Yes, it can get quite cold up here, but it can, if the sun has been on the slates, it can get quite warm. It's kind of okay, it's quite perfect in here today actually, but too warm for a sweater. Perfect for my now favourite bubble cardigan. But what I've come upstairs for this afternoon is to cake up some yarn for a shawl. I want to knit the phobia shawl, which you can't get anymore unfortunately, but hopefully we'll be able to again soon. It was designed by Lily of Nordic Stitches, but she stopped publishing her patterns a little while back, but she's rebranding and republishing under her name of Lily Skog Designs. But I want to knit a shawl with these yarns, which if you've seen previous videos you would have seen before, from the Border Mill, and these are alpaca rose, 50% alpaca, 50% rose fibre, and they're in 2 different colours of charcoal. So I'm going to cake these up, ready to knit the shawl. I'm not sure when I will cast it on, but at least it will be ready to do so. So I did decide to cast on a new cheeky cast on of the Let's Boogie sweater, but I'm not happy with the colour work on this. My tension is bad, so I'm going to rip out this colour work, plus I'm not happy with the contrast with the colours, so I'm going to change it up. So where it's got this peachy orange at the top, and then it's got my speckled yarn here, and then it's got hand spun yarn. Oh, there might be orange next. I'm going to rip out the hand spun and just change the order of the different colours that I've used, and also sort out my tension, because what is going on? That is pretty bad. Even for me, that's bad. But I was doing both yarns continental style to begin with, and then I switched to using both hands, so it could be just I need to use both hands for the whole lot, which will take me longer because then it's slower like that, but better that and have more even tension. So that's my plans for the evening, ripping out all this lovely yarn. I think I'm going to throw some purple into the mix in this as well, so it's going to look very Halloweeny.